The Edenton Steamers get set for their first official league game as members of the Tidewater Collegiate Summer Baseball League right here at home at Historic Hicks Field in Edenton against the Knights of Greenbrier, Virginia. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. I'm Patrick Foster. We've got an exciting contest coming your way in just a few moments between your hometown Steamers and the Greenbrier Knights in just a few moments. But before we get to today's action, let's take a look back at last Friday's contest between your Clams and the Tarboro River Bandits. Tarboro came into that game on Friday, June 19th, having already played 10 games of this season. The Steamers came in having played none. In fact, most of these players hadn't seen live game action since early March, some even late February. So this was a much-needed warm-up game for many of the Steamers players. The Clams fell into an early hole as Tarboro struck first in the second inning, coming off of a double steal, a throw down to second off a steal from first, allowed a runner on third to come home and score, bringing across the first runner of the game. Second baseman for the Tarboro River Bandits, Thomas Fox, then extended the lead to 2-0 with a solo home run in the third inning. Tyler Mcpeek, the DH for the Steamers in that contest, closed the gap for Edenton with a solo shot of his own, the first of the year for the Steamers, with one out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Tarboro would come back and push the lead to 2 when center fielder Philip Boykin hit another solo home run for Tarboro off of Steamers right-handed pitcher Ryan Kutz in the sixth inning to make it 3-1 Tarboro. The River Bandits went on to score again when they extended their lead to 4-1 in the seventh due to an error from third baseman for the Steamers, Aaron Copeland, with runners on the corners. Tarboro then brought the score to 5-1 in the top of the eighth inning. Edenton finally found a rhythm on offense in the bottom of the eighth inning when they saw 3 runners come across the plate by way of 2 hits, one from Brody Rubenstein, the pinch hitter in the inning, to lead off, and Jared Kaufman, who doubled to bring home a run. 2 more runs came across to score by way of ground out. That cut the deficit to just 1, with the score heading into the ninth inning at just 1 run advantage for the Tarboro River Bandits that score 5-4. The Edenton Steamers still had a bit of work to do, but despite their 8th inning comeback, Edenton still fell just short of the victory as they fell 1-2-3 to conclude matters in the ninth inning, falling 5-4. Edenton threw 7 pitchers, including Josiah Seitler, Daley Marcano, Daniel Willie, Ryan Kutz, Kyle Reynolds, Nick Roser, and Trevor Kirk. Josiah Seitler, the starter, picked up the loss for the Fighting Clams, the first loss attributed to Seitler for this season. Now let's look ahead to today's action against the Greenbrier Knights. Overall, this Knights team is a very young team. 28 out of 30 players that compose this roster are underclassmen. 5 of them are incoming freshmen. Now, just to put that into a bit of perspective, Edenton comes into this season with just 14 underclassmen. That is half the underclassmen that Greenbrier brings into this season. 0 players on the Edenton Steamers roster are incoming freshmen, as opposed to the 5 for the Greenbrier Knights. Edenton got back into action with a game Friday, a preseason exhibition that did not go against their league record. Greenbrier has not yet played a game this season, so when you look back at that contest on Friday, Tarboro came in with quite a few games under their belt, 10 to be exact. So they were definitely warmed up heading into that game. Now Edenton coming in with a bit of an advantage, having 1 game under their belt, Greenbrier none. This being the first game of league play, folks, I want to take the moment just to explain how this new league works. 4 teams comprise the Tidewater Collegiate Summer Baseball League. Of course, your Edenton Steamers, the Greenbrier Knights, the Tidewater Drillers, and the Old Dominion Hitters, all of which the Edenton Steamers will face this upcoming week. The Tidewater Drillers will come here to Edenton tomorrow night for a game against your Edenton Steamers at 7 p.m. It's a 36-game regular season schedule for all teams here in the Tidewater Collegiate Summer Baseball League. We'll take a bit of a break around mid-July, July 19th exactly, for an all-star game in the Tidewater Collegiate League. And the playoffs begin on August 5th and continue through August 10th. So a long season kicking off tonight for the Steamers. Once again, 36-game regular season schedule. First pitch coming up in just a few minutes here at Historic Hicks Field. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to this edition of Edenton Steamers Baseball as they get set to take on the Greenbrier Knights in the first edition of league play for the Edenton Steamers. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Back here at Historic Hicks Field on the first day of league play for the Edenton Steamers as they get set to face off against the Greenbrier Knights of Virginia. And an entertaining matchup ahead of us for sure. If you're just joining us, as discussed a bit earlier, this Greenbrier Knights squad comes in with an extremely young roster. 28 out of the 30 players that comprise this roster are underclassmen, 5 of which are incoming freshmen who have yet to see college baseball action. Edenton, as I mentioned, only 14 underclassmen, 0 incoming freshmen. And Edenton coming in with a game under their belt. Obviously, the loss to Tarboro does not go against their league record. Both teams coming into this contest 0-0 in league play. But Edenton with one game to warm up. Greenbrier, not the same scenario. They come in having 0 games played thus far. So an extremely young roster that has yet to play together in an actual game situation, and comprised of a group of guys who have also been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic coming or leading to the conclusion of the 2020 spring season. So most of these Greenbrier Knights haven't played in quite a few months themselves. So the Edenton Steamers definitely coming in with the advantage in this contest. And when you look back at that loss against Tarboro, though it was a 1-run loss, still a lot of things to be encouraged by. You look back at that 8th inning, it took a while for this Edenton Steamers team to finally find their offense, but they eventually found it. They brought 3 runners home in the bottom of the 8th inning, and I think what was most surprising and extremely encouraging about that 8th inning was the fact that all the offense for the Steamers came by way of the small ball. This is a roster that boasts a lot of power hitters, and we saw that earlier in the game in the 3rd inning when we saw Tyler Mcpeek, the DH, go yard to dead center here at Historic Hicks Field. So coming into this season, most would assume this team's offense would come from their power bats, but the majority of the offense came by way of small ball, a bloop and a single, and a couple of ground outs that wound up bringing home 2 runners in that bottom of the 8th inning. So if Edenton can find a way to balance out that offensive attack, a little bit of small ball, and as well as bringing the power to both sides of the plate, they should see themselves come away with a dominant win over the Greenbrier Knights, who, as I mentioned already, are very, very young and have yet to play a game together as a group. And most of these guys, again, have not played since early March. Meeting with the umpires at home plate has come to an end. Both teams will head to the respective baselines for our nation's colors. We'll take it to our PA announcer, Tommy Bass, and our nation's colors. But when we come back, Steamers baseball in the first official game as members of the Tidewater Collegiate Summer Baseball League. I'm Patrick Foster. I'll be back in just a moment. Nation's colors up next.
Edenton Steamers. Second baseman number 5, Jared Kaufman. Batting third, the outfielder number 22, Houston Wright. Batting fourth, the first baseman number 21, Tyler Mcpeek. Batting fifth, the designated hitter number 28, Josiah Seitler. Batting sixth, the third baseman number 8, Aaron Alonso. Batting seventh, the right fielder number 13, Shane Easter. Batting eighth and catching number 11, Alan Brown. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 1, Tyler Meyer. The man on the mound tonight, number 20, Colin Henninger. And the rest of your Edenton Steamers. As tonight's national anthem is brought to you by the Daily Advance. They proudly served Northeastern North Carolina for 108 years. To catch up on all your local news, include the Steamer scores and highlights, read the latest issue of the Daily Advance, or visit dailyadvance.com. Hey, we ask at this time if you will remove all hats and please stand for the singing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem being performed by Cindy White.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the records right there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Steamers baseball here at Historic Hicks Field. The Steamers get set for their first game of league play against the Greenbrier Knights of Virginia. Their first official league game as members of the Tidewater Collegiate Summer Baseball League. If you're just tuning in, yes, that game against Tarboro happened last Friday, but it did not count towards the team's league record. It was just a preseason exhibition. So Edenton, coming in with a game under their belt, should feel a little bit more comfortable and back in the swing of things after quite a few months off due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Greenbrier coming in with 0 preseason exhibition games under their belt. They'll be coming in cold, and a young team at that, 28 of their 30 players. Underclassmen, 5 of them incoming freshmen. On the mound for your Edenton Steamers today, none other than rising senior at Montreat College, Colin Crimminger. Crimminger in 10 appearances in the abbreviated 2020 season. Threw for a combined 26 total innings pitched. Accumulated an ERA of 3.12 with 28 strikeouts and a win-loss total of 4 wins and 2 losses. He originally hails from Ashland City, Tennessee. And quite an imposing force out there, standing at about 6'5", 200 pounds on the rubber. In 2019, Crimminger played for Volunteer State, where he made 17 appearances, collected 28 strikeouts, and earned himself an ERA of 3.66, and is currently pursuing a major in communications at Montreat College, playing for head coach of the Steamers, Marshall McDonald, who works as an assistant coach for Montreat. We'll take you around the infield now for the Edenton Steamers, obviously starting Colin Crimminger out of Montreat College. Behind the plate out of Presbyterian College, the catcher number 11, Alan Brown. Tyler Mcpeek, who went deep to center field in this club's preseason exhibition against Tarboro on Friday. We'll start at first base. Jared Kaufman, the second baseman, who started in the same position for Edenton on Friday out of Eastern Michigan. Tyler Meyer is also out of Presbyterian College, getting his first start of the season at shortstop for the Steamers. And Alan Alonzo out of the University of Mount Olive, and the native of Miami, starts at third base. Outfield left to right. Same left fielder who started for the Steamers last Friday, Houston Wright out of the University of Tennessee, Martin in left. Brody Rubenstein, the Montreat College prospect, starts in center field. And Shane Easter out of Eastern Michigan starts in right field once again, as he did on Friday. Stepping into the box now for the Greenbrier Knights, number 2, Tredell Blow, the sophomore out of Yorktown, Virginia. And the opening pitch of today's ball game is taken low for ball 1. Blow, the outfielder and infielder, playing right field today. The 1-0 is taken for a called strike 1. Blow, currently a student at Bryant and Stratton, Albany. attended high school at Walsingham Academy. The 1-1 on the way from Crimminger is a breaking ball, off-speed pitch, excuse me, taken for a ball high inside. Two-1 the count to Blow. The pitch on its way, swung on and missed, so the count even now at 2-2. Nice comeback pitch from Crimminger after the ball high inside. Crimminger looking to get off to a hot start here along with this Steamers defense against Tarboro. Tarboro opened the scoring first. The 2-2 is taken for a called strike 3. So the first batter for Greenbrier is set down on strikes. Make it a backwards K to open up the game for Colin Crimminger, and 1 out for Greenbrier to start the first.
Number 14, Ty Hinchy.
Now up to bat for Greenbrier is the left fielder Ty Hanchy, and he'll cut at it, a high hop to shortstop. Tyler Myers there to make the play. Throw to first is in time, so the second out of the inning is recorded for Greenbrier. One pitch, and the second out is recorded just like that. Colin Crimminger with a nice start so far. 2 up, 2 down for the rising senior. Now up to bat for Greenbrier, the shortstop, Cal Hubbard. First pitch of the at-bat on its way from Crimminger, a breaking ball that got away from him. That one's taken for ball 1. The 1-0 is swung on and fouled back into the dirt and to the backstop. The 1-1 on its way from Crimminger to Hubbard. A chop ground ball right back to Myers. He'll have to make his second play of the first inning. The throw to first is in time, and the side is retired. So Tyler Myers with 2 made plays, and Colin Crimminger goes 1-2-3 to start the ball game for the Edenton Steamers. Steamers will have a chance to get on the board early in the bottom of the first. Brody Rubenstein, the center fielder, will lead off when we return. You're listening to Edenton Steamers baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Back here at Historic Hicks Field, we're tied up at 0-0 after Colin Crimminger goes 1-2-3 on the mound for Edenton. Tyler Myers made 2 putouts in that first inning. Leading off now for the Edenton Steamers in the bottom of the first, center fielder Brody Rubenstein out of Montreat College. Rubenstein, the rising senior, goes up against Bo Gonzalez to kick off this game. Bo, the starter for Greenbrier, is swing and a miss for Rubenstein to kick off the at-bat. The 0-1 on its way from Gonzalez. Another swing and a miss. So 0-2 goes Rubenstein early on in this AB. In 2020, Rubenstein played in 24 games and earned himself a .306 batting average, as the 0-2 is taken for a ball high inside. Rubenstein in 2020 collected 2 doubles, 3 triples, 11 RBIs, along with 10 stolen bases. So once he gets on base, definitely a threat to be dealt with on the base paths. In the last game against Tarboro, he went 1 for 1 with a single in the 8th inning and came around to score. And the 1-2 is taken for a ball, so count even now at 2-2. Count moves to 3-2 on that last pitch, excuse me. The 3-2 on its way from Gonzalez is swung on and lofted over the second baseman Zach Will's head and into center field. So Rubenstein will lead off the first inning for Edenton with a single into center. Rubenstein now 2 for 2 on the young season.
Second baseman, Eastern Michigan, number 5, Jared Kaufman.
Now up for the Edenton Steamers, second baseman Jared Kaufman. Kaufman went 1 for 4 in the contest against Tarboro with a double that brought home a run in the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch of the AB is taken for a called strike 1. Looked a little bit outside, but umpire saw it a little differently behind the plate. Rubenstein on first after the single, and he's on his way to second. The throw down is a little bit off the bag. Rubenstein will slide in head first safely. If the throw had been on the mark, it looked as if Rubenstein might have been dead in the water. But a poor throw from catcher Zach Charnowski behind the plate. And Rubenstein standing in scoring position with no outs. Here in the bottom of the first, still no score. Rubenstein getting a healthy lead off a second. And the pitch is swung on and fouled back towards the bleachers down the first base line and out of play onto East Freemason Street. Kaufman out of Eastern Michigan played an excellent defensive game as well against Tarboro. Lays off of that one, so the count now moves to 2-2 to the second baseman Kaufman. Jared Kaufman, a guy that's already drawn a lot of praise just through practices and the one preseason exhibition this team has played. Just an all-around phenomenal player, definitely going to contribute to the cause for Edenton this season. And the 2-2 plunks him on the inside shoulder, so he'll take first base. And so Edenton now with 2 on and nobody out. And stepping into the left-handed hitter's box is the left fielder for today's contest, Houston Wright. So 2 on, no outs here in the bottom of the first inning for the Steamers. Still no score. 1 hit for the Steamers already came by way of a Rubenstein single into center to lead off. Rubenstein on his way from second to third, but this one's popped deep to center field. Back goes the center fielder. This one is gone. So the first pitch of the AB, Houston Wright, the left fielder, takes deep to dead center. A 3-run blast for the University of Tennessee Martin product. And the Edenton Steamers take a big 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning.
First race from Campbell, number 21, Tyler Mcpeek.
Now batting for the Steamers, the first baseman for the Steamers in today's contest, Tyler Mcpeek. Mcpeek DH'd last game for Edenton against Tarboro. Went 1 for 4 in the contest with a shot to deep center. And looks to keep things going still with no outs here in the bottom of the first inning for the Clams. The first pitch of the AB is taken for a called strike 1. Base is empty now for the Steamers after the 3-run blast from Houston right to dead center. And the 1-0, or 0-1, excuse me, is taken for a called ball, so the count even at 1-1. Mcpeek attended North Lincoln High School before committing to Campbell University as he takes the 1-1 for ball 2 inside. He was named Conference Offensive Player of the Year his senior year at North Lincoln after batting .389 with 8 homers and 37 RBIs. As the 2-1 is taken for a called strike. So the count moves back to even at 2-2. In his junior season at North Lincoln, as the 2-2 is taken for a ball, so the count moves to full at 3-2. Mcpeek in his junior season hit an average of .413 with 4 home runs and 25 RBIs, along with a .519 on-base percentage. And the 3-2 is taken for a called strike 3. So Mcpeek will sit down as the first out of the inning for the Steamers, a big out for Bo Gonzalez and the Greenbrier Knights, after letting up a 3-run bomb to Houston right in the previous at-bat. And now coming up to the plate, Josiah Seitler, number 28, the DH for today's contest. Seitler started on the mound for Edenton in their preseason exhibition against Tarboro. He picked up the loss for the Clams. And this is a guy whose batting practices have been talked about a lot already. We've all been dying to see him finally take some cuts at the plate. A 12th round draft pick by the MLB right out of high school, decided to go back to college to quote unquote better himself and give himself more opportunity. Took the first pitch for a ball, second one outside as well, so the count moves to 2-0 early to Seitler. The 2-0 on its way from Gonzalez, another ball. So 3-0 now, the count to Seitler. You got to think he'll be holding back no matter what on this one. But a bat like Seitler's, anything's possible. The 3-0 on its way from Gonzalez, ball taken for ball 4 high and away. Gonzalez wanted no piece of Seitler in that at-bat. He'll give him first base for absolutely nothing. So a man on now for the Steamers with 3 runs already come across to score. And only 1 out. Stepping in is the third baseman out of Mount Olive, Alan Alonso, making his first plate appearance for the Steamers in 2020. And an opportunity to keep this offensive momentum going with a runner on first in Seitler. First pitch of the AB is taken all the way by Alonso for a ball. In 2020, Alonso played just 9 games for Mount Olive. Made 26 plate appearances though. As Gonzalez makes a throw over to first, Seitler will stand up safely. In 2020, Alonso batted .296, collected 3 RBIs and just 1 double on the year. The 1-0 on its way from Gonzalez is fouled off by Alonso down the first base line and out of play. The 1-1 is taken for a called strike. Alonso looks back at the umpire. He can't believe it. And neither can any of us up here in the broadcast booth. That one dipped far into the left-handed hitter's box. But nevertheless, the count moves to 1-2 on the third baseman, Alonso. 1 runner on. 3 runners already come across the score here for Edenton in the bottom of the first, and only 1 away. The 1-2 is taken. About a very similar pitch to the last one, but this one called the ball. The count moves to even at 2-2. Alonso awaits the 2-2 from Gonzalez. Gonzalez kicks and deals. Taken all the way by Alonso. That one was close, but taken for a called ball 3. So a full count now to the third baseman. The 3-2 from Gonzalez is taken for a called ball 4 inside. So now 2 runners on for Edenton following the 3-run blast from Houston Wright with just 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning.
Right fielder from Eastern Michigan.
And now Shane Easter, the right fielder from Eastern Michigan, will make his first plate appearance. Went hitless in the contest against Tarboro on Friday. Charnowski will take a second to talk things over with Bo Gonzalez on the mound, along with the head coach of the Greenbrier Knights. Things starting to slip away from Gonzalez early on. Already 3 runners come across, 1 away only, and 2 runners on once again for Edenton in the bottom of the first inning, and Shane Easter up to the plate. And while Easter was hitless against Tarboro, it's not something you typically see from a guy like Easter. He's typically an effective offensive player. And with 2 runners on, could be a scary situation for this Greenbrier defense. Meeting at the mound is adjourned. So 2 on for Shane Easter as he digs in with only 1 away, and 3 runners already scored here for Edenton in the bottom of the first inning. 3-0 is our score. And an official call, a time called by Shane Easter. Looks like something got into that right eye of his. So he'll take a step out and gather his composure. Runner on first and second for Edenton with just 1 away. Shane Easter at the plate, a right fielder out of Eastern Michigan. 0-0 on its way from Gonzalez. An off-speed pitch taken for a ball. Easter, a dynamic athlete. He was named first team all-conference and first team all-district 3 times at Comstock High School in Michigan. So he takes the second pitch for a called strike 1. He was all-region and all-state his junior year. But he lettered in baseball as well as basketball and football, where he was named first team all-conference as wide receiver and as quarterback. So just an all-around talented athlete at the plate in Shane Easter. The 1-1 on its way from Gonzalez is cut at and chopped slowly down the first base line, but foul. So the count moved to 1-2 to the right fielder Easter. If you checked out our social media earlier today, Shane Easter was asked what his favorite holidays were, and he went with Easter. That didn't surprise too many people. I was surprised, even with the name being Easter.
1-3 battle. Move.
It's hard to put Christmas below Easter. The 1-2 is taken, a fastball high and outside. So the count even at 2-2. Two hits for Edenton already in the bottom of the first inning that have helped to bring across 3 runs with just 1 out. The 2-2 on its way from Gonzalez is an off-speed pitch, wound up in the opposite batter's box and in the dirt.
You got 1-3. Something you like?
So the count moves to full on the right fielder Easter, 3-2. Gonzalez trying to put him away. The 3-2 is taken for ball 4, so the 3rd walk of the inning for Bo Gonzalez.
Catcher from West Security College, number 11, Alan Brown.
Now Alan Brown will step in, the catcher for the Steamers today. His second plate appearance of the year went 0 for 1 against Tarboro as he came in as a substitution for Colt Byers in the 7th inning. With the bases loaded, Brown takes the first pitch for a ball. Still only 1 away here in the bottom of the first, in a very scary situation for this Greenbrier defense. 3 runs already come across to score in the bottom of the first for Edenton, and bases loaded with Alan Brown at the plate. The 1-0 is taken for a called strike, so 1-1 is the count.
Go, relax and barrel it up.
1-1 to Brown. A heater inside and to back out of the way just a bit. So the count moves to 2-1.
Are you ready? 1-1.
Bases loaded. The 2-1 from Gonzalez. Taken all the way by Brown for a called strike 2. Shakes his head in disappointment, as he knows probably should have made a swing at that one. Bases loaded, just 1 out. Alan Brown awaits the 2-2 from Gonzalez. 2-2 is a breaking ball in the left-handed batter's box, so the count moves full 3-2. Gonzalez at risk of allowing his 4th walk of the first inning. He's walked 3 and hit 1. 3-2 is swung on and fouled back, so Brown stays alive to see another pitch. Bases loaded, only 1 away for the Steamers. 3 runs already scored here in the bottom of the first. The 3-2 is swung on and chopped slowly back to the shortstop Hubbard. He can't make the play. It gets by him and will roll into center field. 2 runs will come across to score for Edenton in Alonso and Seitler. Brown will stand safely at first base. Easter moves all the way up to third. And the Steamers take a 5-run lead here in the bottom of the first inning over Greenbrier.
Play 1, let's go. Be aggressive, kid.
So 5 runs already come across for the Edenton Steamers here in the bottom of the first inning. And it'll be Tyler Myers, the shortstop, in the 9-hole. Up to bat with still just 1 away for Edenton. The throw over to first from Gonzalez, trying to catch Alan Brown sleeping over there on the first base bag. Cannot, as Alan Brown slides back in safely. Second pitch is taken all the way by Myers. First pitch of the AB, excuse me. So 1-0 the count to the shortstop. Second pitch is cut on and fouled straight back into the catcher's mask. Charnowski gonna take a moment to regather.
Buddy, give me that run.
Big inning already for the Edenton Steamers, still only 1 out, as they've already brought 5 runners home. But a double play opportunity now for Greenbrier with a man on first and a man on third. Myers fouls that one back.
Good, now work hard, give me that run.
That one's lined straight back into center field, so another run's going to come home for Edenton. They'll take a 6-0 lead off the single from Tyler Myers. And just like that, we're back at the top of the order for the Steamers, as they lead by 6 in the bottom of the first inning. Brody Rubenstein, who led off with a single, will get another crack at things here in the first inning. Two runners on, 6 have already come across the home plate for the Edenton Steamers, and only 1 away still, as Brody Rubenstein, the leadoff hitter in the inning, gets his second opportunity here in the bottom of the first. Charnowski and Gonzalez talking things over on the mound after what's been a tough inning, to say the least, for the starter Gonzalez out of Coastal Bend College. 2 runners on. Pitch is swung on and missed by Rubenstein. This count moves to 1-1. The 1-1 from Gonzalez to Rubenstein is swung on and hit high and not too far down the right field line. The first baseman, Carter, will track just a few steps back and to his left to put that one away and record the second out of the inning. Runners with nowhere to go, so they'll stay at first and second. Rubenstein, the second out of the inning for the Steamers, and Jared Kaufman will dig back in. Kaufman was hit by a pitch earlier in this first inning. And he'll have another opportunity to collect his first hit of the ballgame, second of the season, with 2 runners on here and already a 6-run lead for the Steamers in the bottom of the first. First pitch of the at-bat is taken. It's a breaking ball, but called a first strike. Two on, 2 out. The 1-0 is swung on and missed by Kaufman, so he falls down 0-2. Kaufman awaits the 0-2 from Gonzalez. Taken for a called ball. So it moves to 1-2.
No, I mean, I'd have to count it up. And I got hung up on something I wanted to hung up.
6-0 our score if you're just tuning in. Still in the bottom of the first inning. 2 outs though, and Kaufman down to a 1-2 count. 1-2 taken for a ball, high and inside, 2-2 now. And another dangerous opportunity for the Steamers with 2 runners on. Kaufman awaits the 2-2. Swung on and chopped back to the shortstop Hubbard. He can't make the play as it gets through his glove and into left field. Another error by the shortstop Hubbard. And that'll bring Allen Brown all the way from second to home as the 7th run of the inning for the Edenton Steamers here in the bottom of the first.
Come away, me!
Number 22, Houston Wright.
Now Houston Wright, who hit that dead center 3-run homer in the earlier part of this bottom half of the first, gets another crack at things with 2 on. He swings and lines it into left field on the first pitch. Head coach Marshall McDonald waving Tyler Miles around third and home. Kaufman's going to slide into third, and he is called safe. Wright moves up to second with a double. So Houston Wright, the left fielder, in just 1 inning, has a 3-run home run and an RBI double. And it's an 8-run advantage for the Edenton Steamers here in the bottom of the first inning. Wright has seen 2 pitches in this game. The first pitch he took deep to dead center, and the second he lines into left for a single. Already a great day for the left fielder Houston Wright at the University of Tennessee Martin. And now Tyler Mcpeek, who struck out in his first plate appearance, will look to redeem himself here with 2 outs and 2 on, both runners in scoring position for the Steamers. First pitch taken for a ball. He awaits the 1-0 and time called by Mcpeek. One-0 the count to the first baseman Mcpeek. Second pitch of the at-bat is taken for a called strike, so count moves to even at 1-1. The 1-1 from Gonzalez is inside, taken for ball 2. 4 hits for Edenton here in the bottom of the first has led to 8 runs coming across to score for the home team. They've got 2 on with Mcpeek at the plate. A soft dribbler right in front of home plate. A fair ball called by the umpire. The throw down is in time by the catcher, Zach Charnowski, and that will put an end to this long inning and grueling for Greenbrier. Phenomenal offensive inning for the Edenton Steamers as they bring 8 runners across on 4 hits. 2 runners left on. We head to the top of the second. Edenton leads 8-0. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Back here in Edenton, after your Steamers put the hurt on the Greenbrier Knights, in the bottom of the first inning, 8 runners come across home plate for Edenton as they explode to take an 8-run lead to kick off the top of the second inning by way of 4 hits. And how about that bottom of the first inning for Houston Wright? In his first plate appearance, a 3-run blast to center field, in his second, an RBI double. And Crimminger back on the mound for his second inning of work for Greenbrier. First pitch is called strike 1. At the plate now is number 20 for Greenbrier, or excuse me, number 30. Christian Carter, the first baseman. Count 1-1 now. The 1-1 on its way from Crimminger is a heater taken high inside for ball 2. So Carter awaits the 2-1 from Crimminger. It's another fastball, this time low and in the dirt, taken for ball 3. Carter will dig back into the box and await the 3-1 from Crimminger. Taken inside for ball 4. So the first baseman Carter will work a walk. And the first base runner is on for Greenbrier to start the second inning.
Designated hitter from Florida Southern College, number 22, Shane McCarthy.
So 1 on, nobody out here for Greenbrier to start the second inning. And the first pitch to number 22 is taken for called strike 1, Shane McCarthy. And that one's taken for a ball. So the count moves to 1-1 to Shane McCarthy, the DH. McCarthy, the sophomore out of Florida Southern College. Played JV for Florida Southern this past 2020 season, where he collected no statistics in the abbreviation due to COVID-19. That pitch is taken for another ball, so the count moves now to 3-1. And on first, no outs here for Greenbrier. No hits either. Crimminger will step off and throw back to first. It's an errant throw. Brings Mcpeek off the bag, but the runner Carter will stay right there. This didn't sneak too far past Mcpeek at first. Two-one on its way from Crimminger. Is swung on and hit hard but foul down the third base line. Crimminger checks on Carter, the runner, at first. But he'll attack the hitter. A swing and a dead ground ball right in front of Alan Brown, the catcher. Just pop up and corral it and make the throw over to first in time for the first out of the inning. But meanwhile, Carter moves up to second. So the first runner in scoring position tonight for Greenbrier. And now it'll be Trent Hanchy, the third baseman out of Norfolk State. The runner in scoring position, the first pitch of the AB is taken for a called ball one. In 2020, Hanchy played in 3 games for Norfolk State. Saw the plate in 10 different appearances. Only made contact for 2 hits as he takes that one for a called ball. Count moves to 2-0. In 2019, Hanchy started 8 games for Norfolk as a freshman, Norfolk State. Made 30 plate appearances and hit for a .300 average. Crimminger checks on the runner at second, but will attack Hanchy at the plate. That one swung on and chopped foul behind the home plate. So the count moves to 2-1. The 2-1 on its way from Crimminger. Swung on and chopped to the first baseman Mcpeek. Makes a tough backhanded snag. Has to throw over to Crimminger to try to make the play. Crimminger doesn't make it over to first in time. So Hanchy will stand up at first with an infield single. And so runners on the corners now with just 1 away for Greenbrier to kick off the second inning. And now Rylan Brown, the center fielder, will get his first plate appearance of the night. So runners on the corners, just 1 away for Greenbriers. The first pitch is down in the dirt. The throw down from Brown, as it was McCarthy stealing second. The throw too high, pulls Myers up and off the bag. He comes down with the ball but can't make the tag. So now both runners in scoring position for Greenbrier. And the rising freshman, one of the few incoming freshmen in this whole league, Rylan Brown at the plate. And that pitch is swung on and grounded to Myers at short. He fields it, makes the throw over to first. It pulls Mcpeek off the bag, but he applies the tag. Nice play there from Mcpeek. Off a tough throw there from Myers. But meanwhile, the runner comes across to score for Greenbrier, and they bring home their first run of the ball game. 8-1 now the score. And now Zach Will, the second baseman, will dig in, looking to bring home that runner from third, and Shane McCarthy. First pitch of the at-bat is way inside, taken for ball one. Will, a freshman at Bryant and Stratton College, played his high school ball for Princess Anne High School in Virginia, originally from Virginia Beach. Stands about 5'9", 165. Back-to-back balls from Crimminger. Looks to come back with a strike here. Swung on and missed. About a half-hearted swing attempt there from Zach Will for the first strike of the at-bat. Count moves to 2-1 now with a runner on third. The 2-1 is swung on and fouled back behind the press box. So the count moves to 2-2.
It seems like a welcome to the ballpark. Frank Burke and his lovely family. Welcome, Frank.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the top of the second. The 2-2 is taken for a called strike 3. Beautiful breaking ball there from Colin Crimminger to sit down Zach Will for the 3rd and final out of the top of the second. 1 hit for Greenbrier in the top of the second. 1 runner comes across and 1 runner left on third and Shane McCarthy. We head to the bottom of the second now. Edenton still up big, 8-1 after that 8-run bottom of the first inning. We'll see if they can continue to pour on the offense. I'm Patrick Foster, listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Pitching change has been made for Greenbrier. Coming in now is number 25, Joseph Califano, the redshirt freshman out of Virginia Tech. Califano, the lefty, originally from Norfolk, Virginia, played his high school ball from Maury High School. Stands at about 5'10", weighs at about 180 pounds. And is a lefty both on the mound and at the plate. And the first batter he'll face is none other than Josiah Seitler, who walked in his first plate appearance on 4 straight balls. So it'll be redshirt freshman on rising junior. And Josiah Seitler. The first pitch is taken for ball 1. Second pitch is swung on. Big cut there from Seitler, but he comes up empty, so the count moves to 1-1. Head coach of the Steamers, Marshall McDonald, once said that Josiah Seitler is one of the most intriguing athletes he's ever seen, not just on a baseball diamond either. Once called him a 6-tool player. He can pitch, he can hit, he can field, he can run the base paths well. Currently faces a 2-1 count. The 2-1 is swung on and missed again by Seitler. So the count even now at 2-2. Seitler threw for 2 innings against Tarboro on last Friday. Allowed just 1 run on 0 hits and 2 walks. He also struck out 2 batters. The 2-2 is swung on and fouled back. It was a breaking ball from Califano.
For a foul ball, convenient locations Plymouth, Livingston, and Edenton.
2-2 to the DH Seitler. On its way from Califano. And the 2-2 is taken for a called ball 3. So a full count now to the former 12th round pick out of Swansea High School. And the full count pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Bit of an off-speed pitch there from Califano, sets Seitler down swinging. So 1 up, 1 down here for Edenton to start the top of the second, and in stands Alan Alonso. Alonso walked in his first plate appearance on balls as he takes the first pitch for ball 1.
I can keep these for a few days. I just can't punch it in on the.
And the second pitch, this time high, taken for ball 2. Two out now to the third baseman, Alonso. The 2-0 is swung on, and that one's popped high in the air down the third base line, but that one's going to be too far out of play and into the stands. I'm actually parked over there. I hope that didn't come anywhere near my car. So the count moves to 2-1 to the Miami native Alonso.
Very first time in face time in the game here, he was sitting on the pad, and I was looking out between his feet from an inflatable tire, and then the vision of it. It's like, you're there for baseball. Show me the field.
The 2-1 is taken for ball 3. That one a breaking ball, but it broke the wrong way. Instead of breaking down and in, it broke up and towards Alonso. Had to back out of the way of that one. The count moves to 3-1. The 3-1 on its way to the Miami native Alonso. Swung on, that one's drilled to deep left field. Chasing after it is the left fielder Hanchy. That one is up and foul. That one had the distance. Looking like the second long ball of the day for the Edenton Steamers, but drifted just too far to the left and out of play. So Alonso will step back into the box with a full count. That one got this entire stadium up off their feet. It sat him right back down as they saw the umpire at third base, his arms go up. The 3-2 coming from Califano. That one's taken for ball 4. Nice patience there from Alan Alonso. After almost going yard on a 3-1 pitch, he takes the 3-2 for ball 4 and works a walk with 1 out here in the inning. No hits so far for Edenton here in the inning, but they get their first base runner via a walk. It'll be the second walk of the day for Alan Alonso. And now stepping into the box is the right fielder Shane Easter. Easter also walked in his first plate appearance against Bo Gonzalez in the first. So 1 runner on for Shane Easter. And the first pitch of the AB from Califano is taken for a called ball. One on, 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning for the Steamers. The 1-0 from Califano to Easter is taken for a called strike 2. Sun just starting to set here at Historic Hicks Field in the bottom of the second inning. Wind blowing gently out towards left field. And that one, a breaking ball, just fell back in towards the upper part of the zone in time. So the count now moves in the pitcher's favor. 1 ball and 2 strikes. With 1 on and 1 away, the 1-2 from Califano is taken for ball 2. Easter still looking for that first hit of the season. Went 0 for 4 against Tarboro in the preseason exhibition on Friday. Drew a walk in his first plate appearance against Bo Gonzalez. Easter came around to score as well in that top of the first inning, as did most of the Steamers as they put up 8 runs. That pitch taken for a ball. So the count now moves to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. One on, 1 out. Califano with the 3-2. And the runner on the move from first with a full count. But Easter fouls that pitch back, so Alonzo, the runner, will have to head back to first. Easter, a guy who's already made a big impression in just a week of being down here in Edenton, as being one of the nicest people on this team. He's extremely friendly, goes out of his way to talk to just about anybody. He's already become a clubhouse favorite. The 3-1 is swung on and missed. Easter, the 3-2 swung on and missed, so Easter strikes out swinging. Alonzo took second on the pitch and was able to slide in safely. So Easter set down on strikes. Now 2 outs in the inning for Edenton, but Alonzo up into scoring position at second base. And Alan Brown, the catcher, who reached first base by way of an error earlier in the first, gets another attempt here, this time against the redshirt freshman out of Virginia Tech, Joseph Califano, with 1 runner in scoring position. First pitch is swung on and missed by Brown. So down in the hole early, 0-1. Take you around the infield quickly now for Greenbrier. But behind the plate catching is Zach Charnowski. At first base, Christian Carter. Zach Will, the second baseman. The shortstop, Cal Hubbard. Trent Hanchy at third base, and outfield left to right, Ty Hanchy, the twin brother of Trent, excuse me. Rylan Brown in center, and Treadell Blow in right. The 1-1 on its way to Brown from Califano with a runner standing on second is swung on and missed by Brown, so the count moves to 1-2 with 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning.
Good, just take 1.
One on, 2 outs. No runs come across in this inning for Edenton. They still lead 8-1. The pitch swung on and grounded softly in fair territory down the third base line. It started rolling foul, but very lately rolled back into fair territory. Charnowski makes the play in time. So the third and final out of the inning is recorded. No hits for Edenton. 1 runner left on. No runners cross the plate. They still lead 8-1 as we head to the top of the third inning. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to this edition of Edenton Steamers Baseball as they take on the Greenbrier Knights in their first game as officially members of the Tidewater Collegiate Summer Baseball League. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Back at Historic Hicks Field as we get set for the start of the third inning. Colin Crimminger retains duties on the mound for the Edenton Steamers to start the top of the third. And up to bat now for Greenbrier. Actually is flown out to deep right field. Shane Easter have to make a long way over to his left, but he's able to track that one down and record the first out of the inning on just the first pitch. And I apologize. That was number 13, Zach Charnowski, the catcher. Charnowski out of Bryant and Stratton Albany. Excuse me, Charnowski out of University of Maryland in Baltimore County. And now Tredell Blow, the leadoff hitter, back for his second plate appearance. Blow struck out looking in his first trip to the plate. And the first pitch of this at-bat is swung on and grounded. Takes a high hop to Crimminger at the mound. He makes the throw over the first in time to Mcpeek. So 2 pitches, 2 gone here in the top of the third inning. And now it'll be Ty Hanchy, the left fielder, making a second crack at things. He grounded out to short in his first plate appearance. Ty Hanchy, the sophomore out of Norfolk State University, along with his brother Trent, swings at the first pitch and fouls it back behind the Edenton Steamers dugout and into the parking lot. Hanchy, a known catcher and outfielder, playing left field today for the Knights. The 1-1 on its way is taken for a ball, so the count moves to even at 1-1. In 2020, Hanchy saw a little bit more action than his brother Trent in 57 at-bats. Collected 21 hits along with 9 walks, good for a .368 batting average. Hit 2 doubles and collected 8 RBIs as well. As the 1-1 is swung on and missed for strike number 2, so the count moves to 1-2. Hanchy was a 3-year letter winner at Granby High School, where he was teammates with his twin brother Trent as well, and fellow Norfolk State Spartan James DeLoach. And the 1-2, a breaking ball. That one's still too high out of the zone, so the count moves to even at 2-2. In 2019, Ty Hanchy started in 29 games for the Spartans, made 98 plate appearances, earned himself a .235 average with 15 RBIs, and even 1 home run on the season. And the 2-2 taken for ball 3. So nice job by Hanchy after falling down 1-2. Has fought his way back to a full count. With 2 outs and none on, the 3-2 on its way from Colin Crimminger is taken for ball 4. So after the first 2 batters were set down on their first pitch, the left fielder Ty Hanchy works himself a walk off of starter Colin Crimminger, and that'll now bring up the shortstop Cal Hubbard. First pitch of the AB is low and outside. Nice job by Alan Brown moving over to keep that pitch in front of him with a runner on first base, keeping him at bay. Hubbard, the redshirt freshman out of Mars Hill University, played his high school ball at Northwest Cabarrus High School. Swings and fouls off the 1-0, so the count moves to even at 1-1. Hubbard played in just 6 games in the shortened 2020 season for Morris Hill. Saw just 1 hit in 5 plate appearances. And the throw over to first from Crimminger. That one gets away from Mcpeek. That's going to fly deep into right field. The runner's going to make his way all the way up to third. The throw from Easter not in time. So that'll be Ty Hanchy making his way all the way up from first to third on an errant throw from Crimminger on a pickoff attempt at first base. Still in the top of the third. 2 outs for Greenbrier. No runs yet to come across in the inning. And no hits. Just a base on balls to Ty Hanchy, who now stands on third. Grimminger with the pitch, and he plunks the batter. So Hubbard will take first, and now runners on the corners for Greenbrier.
First baseman, California University of Pennsylvania, number 30, Christian Carter.
And now it'll be Christian Carter, the first baseman's turn at the plate. Carter didn't play in 2020 for California University of Pennsylvania. He played his high school ball at Walsingham Academy under head coach Ian Heisel. That one swung on and belted into right field. That one's going to get down. The runner from third will come in to score. Easter's there. He'll make the throw to Kaufman at second for the cutoff. And so the runner from first moves up to third on the single from Carter. Hubbard, the shortstop, stands on third after it was Hanchy who came in to score from third. So the score moves to 8-2 in favor of the Steamers here in the top of the third inning. Still 2 away, though. They just need one more out to put this inning to an end. And it'll be Shane McCarthy, the DH, taking another crack at things. Carter walked in his first plate appearance. First pitch is taken for a ball outside. Tough pitch to lay off there if you're Shane McCarthy. It was a fastball just barely off that middle outside part of the plate. Runners in the corners. The 0-1-0 is swung on and fouled out of play down the left field line. So count now even, 1-1 with 2 runners on, both on the corners. And 2 away. One runner already come across to score in the top of the third inning for Greenbrier. The 1-1 is about in the same exact spot as that first pitch. Just off that middle outside part of the plate. Taken for ball 2. So the count moves to 2-1 to the DH McCarthy. 2 on, 2 out. The 2-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. So even count now to Shane McCarthy at the plate with 2 away and a runner on third as well as first base. Grimminger kicks and deals the 2-2. That one's chopped right back to Grimminger on a mound. It's going to hop over his head. Myers there tracks it down right behind second base and will just apply the tag onto the second base bag, and that'll end it. Here in the top of the third inning, 1 hit brings 1 runner home and 2 runners left on for Greenbrier in the top of the third inning. We head to the bottom of the third. Score 8-2 in favor of your Steamers. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Back at Historic Hicks Field, where your Steamers currently hold an 8-2 lead. So we get set to pick up matters in the bottom of the third inning. It'll be Tyler Myers, the shortstop. Collected his first hit of the season in his second plate appearance of the year. He pinch hit in the preseason exhibition against Tarboro on the 19th. First pitch from Califano is swung on and fouled back into the net behind home plate. Myers played in just 2 games for Presbyterian College. He entered the game as a defensive replacement against University of South Carolina, Josiah Seitler's current school. His second pitch is taken, a curveball, but it's outside for a ball. So count moves to even at 1-1. Myers also played 3 years at River Mill Academy and set records at River Mill, including batting average, hits, and on-base percentage, RBIs, and slugging percentage, as that one's lined to the second baseman, Will, who can't make a play off the hop. And the ball flies into right field. He'll track it down, though, but Myers will stand safely at first. So 1 up and 1 on for the Edenton Steamers and Tyler Myers. And make it the 3rd error for the day for the Greenbrier Knights.
So from Mcpeek College, 17 Brody Rubenstein.
So it'll be Brody Rubenstein stepping in that left-handed hitter's box for his 3rd plate appearance of the day. Made 2 in the first inning, and the first pitch of the game hits him square in the back. The breaking ball got away from Califano, got away from him really badly, and puts Brody Rubenstein on first. And this is not the part of the lineup that you want to play around with, as this is the part of the lineup that did most of the damage. And with Jared Kaufman coming up, you have Houston Wright waiting in the on-deck circle, who's 2 for 2 today with a solo home run, a 3-run home run and an RBI double. Now Jared Kaufman steps up with 2 on and a chance to expand this 6-run lead even more. The first pitch gets past Charnowski behind the plate. Both runners are going to be able to move up safely to the preceding bag. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Myers at 3rd and Rubenstein at 2nd. And Jared Kaufman with an opportunity here with 2 runners in scoring position. Kaufman was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance and reached on an error in his second plate appearance in the second inning. Or the first inning, excuse me. This is his 3rd plate appearance. That pitch is swung on and missed. So the count moves to 1-1. Califano playing a dangerous game with some of these breaking balls, leaving them right above the heart of the plate. Just going to take one player to lock on, as that one's taken for a breaking ball that cut a little too far inside. So the count moves to 2-1 to the second baseman out of Eastern Michigan, with 2 runners on here in the bottom of the 3rd inning and nobody out. Myers opened it up as he reached on a error by the second baseman Zach Will, and then Rubenstein on a first pitch hit by pitch. And now the 2-1 is swung on and missed for strikes. The count even at 2-2. No outs, 2 runners on, both in scoring position, and Myers at 3rd and Rubenstein at 2nd. The 2-2 on its way from Califano to Kaufman. It is taken for ball 3, so the count moves to full. Kaufman, another guy like Easter, both guys out of Eastern Michigan, both quickly making very strong impacts and impressions as not only great ball players, but just phenomenal people. They've been a part of most chart polls, and both guys that just can really get along and make conversation with anyone. They bring a great energy to the clubhouse as he swings on the 3-2 and pops it straight up in the air to deep center. Myers, the runner at 3rd, is going to tag up and come home to score. Rubenstein will stay at 2nd. And so a sacrifice fly for Jared Kaufman brings home Tyler Myers. And the Edenton Steamers open up the lead back to 7. Score is 9-2 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Houston Wright, so far the man of the day, steps back into the left-handed hitter's box for Edenton with a runner on 2nd and only 1 away. First pitch of the at-bat to Myers is a breaking ball inside. Rubenstein on his way down to third from second, and it is in there, safe. So credit Rubenstein with the steal of third. And 1-0 is the count to the batter, Houston Wright. One runner on, one out, 1-0 the count to Wright. The pitch is, that one's going to get past Charnowski. Rubenstein will come home to score easily. That one hit the dirt and caromed off the left knee pad of Charnowski and out towards the Steamers dugout, allowing Rubenstein to come home and score easily. The score now 10-2, an 8-run advantage for the hometown Steamers. And now Houston Wright with a 2-0 count as the base is empty. And the count in his favor. The 2-0 on its way from Califano to Wright is a meatball right down the heart of the plate. Wright laid off though. So a called strike one moves the count to 2-1. That one is swung on and popped deep to right field. Trudell Brown will make his way over to his right, get under it, and put it away for the second out of an inning. So make Houston right now 2 for 3 on the day.
First baseman Canada, number 21, that's Tyler Mcpeek.
Now Tyler Mcpeek, the first baseman, will get his third opportunity at the plate. Struck out looking in his first plate appearance, and a short ground ball right in front of the catcher for his second. So 0 for 2 today as he fouls off the first pitch of the at-bat. The 0-1, a breaking ball that finds its way back inside the zone. Good for strike two. Tough pitch there for Mcpeek. That one started about a foot outside the strike zone and broke really nicely about 3 feet in front of the plate. The 0-2 on its way from Califano is swung on and fouled straight back into the net. Mcpeek picked up 2 RBIs in the game against Tarboro. Picked up one off the solo shot to center field, and another one in the bottom of the 8th inning with a ground out that brought a runner home to score with only 1 away. This one is taken by Mcpeek, a breaking ball high inside. So the first ball of the at-bat, count now 1-2. Califano with the 1-2. That one swung on big time being Mcpeek. Comes up missing. And that'll do it here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 runners come across to score on no hits. But 1 error picked up for the Greenbrier Knights. No runners left on base either for the Edenton Steamers. We head to the top of the 4th inning. They lead big. 10-2 is the score. We'll see if the Greenbrier Knights can start to piece their own offense together. They've brought 2 runs across, but they're going to need to bring in a lot more if they want to make this a close ball game here to start the 4th inning. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
And then third base.
Leading off for the Knights here in the top of the fourth will be the third baseman, Trent Hanchy, number 17. In high school, Hanchy was a 3-year letter winner, batted .433 and earned second-team All-Region honors as a senior. And hit .325 as a junior as well at Granby. First pitch of the at-bat is taken for a called ball. Crimminger still on the mound for Edenton, despite giving up 2 runs so far in 3 innings of work. Second pitch of the at-bat taken for a called strike 1, so the count even at 1-1. Crimminger with the 1-1. Fastball in the dirt, taken for ball 2. Hanchy singled in his first at-bat, made his way up to third. Could not come around to score, and that time a swing and a miss on the heater from Crimminger. Two the count now to the third baseman, Hanchy. The pitch on its way from Crimminger. Another fastball, 2-seamer this time, low and away.
Mascot race contested. Mascot race contested. Report to the information booth.
Three-two now, on its way from Crimminger. Swung on, and that one's grounded softly to Kaufman at second. He'll have to charge it. A barehanded play. Does he make it in time? No, he cannot. Would have been an excellent play from Kaufman at second. A barehanded pickup, but the wheels there from Trent Hanchy allowed him to reach base safely. And so still no outs here in the top of the fourth inning. And now it'll be Rylan Brown, the rising freshman, standing in for his second plate appearance. Rylan grounded out to short in his first plate appearance. One runner on. The first pitch to Brown gets away from Allen Brown, the catcher. Make a throw down, but not in time, as it was Hanchy, aware of the pass ball, made his way up to second. So now runner in scoring position with no outs in the top of the fourth inning for the Greenbrier Knights. A runner at second. Crimminger tried to go and make a pickoff move to second, but neither the second baseman or shortstop were covering. It's the job of Kaufman there to be on the bag, but he was off.
We need more hands.
The 1-0 is taken for ball 2 by Brown. 2-0 the count to Rylan Brown with the runner standing on second. Still an 8-run lead for Edenton, but no outs here in the top of the fourth inning. Third pitch of the AB is taken for a ball, so 3 straight balls now from Crimminger to Rylan Brown, the center fielder for Greenbrier. And the 3-0 taken for called strike 1. Tough call there. Looked as if it might have been a little bit inside, but Crimminger gets the benefit of the doubt from the home plate umpire. And the count moves to 3-1. Still heavily in Brown's favor at the plate. Time called by Brown at the plate.
Mascot race contested to the information booth.
Brown played his high school ball at Greenbrier Christian Academy. Currently only 18 years old. And the runner from second on his move to on the way to third, and he'll stand up easily. Started running from second before Crimminger even got into his stretch. So no throw necessary as Hanchy stands up at third base safely. No outs and a full count now to the right-handed hitting Rylan Brown. A 3-2 on its way from Crimminger. He swung on and missed, strike 3. Crimminger sets down Brown on strikes. And that's the first out here in the top of the fourth inning. It'll be Zach Will, the second baseman out of Bryan and Stratton College. Swing and a miss on the first pitch there from Zach Will. Will was set down looking in his first plate appearance. That was all the way back in the second inning. The 0-1 is swung on and fouled back straight into the net, so 0-2 goes the count as the second baseman Zach Will out of Virginia Beach. Still a runner on the corner, and Trent Hanchy with only one away here in the top of the fourth inning. Steamers still hold an 8-run lead. The 0-2 on its way is swung on and chopped slowly back to Greenbrier at the mound. He'll have to come off, moving to his left, make the throw over to Mcpeek at first. It's in time. Hanchy will stay over at third. So 2 outs now. No runner comes across to score.
Zach Charnowski.
So it'll be Zach Charnowski, the catcher. That pitch from Greenbrier is taken for a ball, so the count moves to 1-1. Charnowski flew out to right field in his first plate appearance in the third inning. And he takes that pitch for a called strike 2. So 1-2 the count with 2 outs and a runner on third, and Trent Hanchy. Could be a big strikeout here for Greenbrier after letting up a walk in his first at-bat. And the 1-2 is taken for a ball. Curveball. Or fell a little too far outside. Two on its way from Greenbrier, taken inside for ball 3. So the count full. Still with a runner on the corner and 2 outs. In inning number 4. And the 3-2 is taken for ball 4. So Charnowski works a walk. So runners on the corners now, and Trudell Brown, the leadoff hitter out of Bryan and Stratton, Albany, will step in. But Alan Brown and pitching coach Connor Daly will have a conversation with Colin Greenbrier on the mound. I don't have a great view from here, but it looks as though Aaron Copeland, number 4, is working out in the bullpen. I could absolutely be wrong, though, because it's a very hard angle from my booth, but trying to give you some insight as to what's going on in the Steamers bullpen. Greenbrier stays on the mound, though, after the meeting, and Trudell Brown, the right fielder, will step in, the leadoff hitter in this lineup. Brown 0 for 2 today on a strikeout looking, and a grounder back to the pitcher. Runners still on the corners here for Greenbrier. In the top of the 4th inning, Edenton leads 10-2 with 2 away. First pitch, the AB is swung on and fouled back out of play. Blow, the native of Yorktown, Virginia, also played his high school ball at Walsingham Academy. Sophomore stands at about 6'2", 182 pounds. The 0-1 on its way from Greenbrier. with runners on the corners. Is swung on and fouled off the inside part of the bat behind home plate and out of play. So the count now moves to 0-2 with runners on first and third for Greenbrier. Grimminger trying to get out of this inning unscathed with no runners yet to cross the plate. But he's walked 2 batters. Or, excuse me, he's walked 1. Hanchy came up with a single to lead off. And the 0-2 is taken for a ball in the dirt. Brown able to stay in front of it though, so no movement from the runner over there at first. One ball, 2 strikes to the right fielder Brown. Blow, excuse me. 2 outs here for Greenbrier. Grimminger trying to get out of it. The 1-2 on its way from Grimminger is a breaking ball taken for ball 2. So the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs and 2 runners on. Steamers still lead by 8. In large part, well, definitely due to the 8-run first inning they had as an offensive group. And the 2-2 is taken for a ball, so Trudell Blow, after falling down early in the count 0-2, has worked it back to a full count against Colin Grimminger, the Montreat College product. Full count pitch on its way. The runner's on the move from first, and it's a called strike 3. Great comeback pitch there from Grimminger to sit down Trudell Brown. No runners come across to score. Two runners left on base for Greenbrier. And they collect 1 hit in the leadoff single from Trent Hanchy. We'll move down to the bottom of the 4th inning. Edenton still leads big. It's 10-2. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. (10-2) is still our score as we get ready for the bottom of the 4th inning. Josiah Seitler, who's 0 for 1 on the day with a walk, will dig in looking to pick up his first hit of the 2020 season with the Steamers. As we kind of talked about earlier, Seitler's a guy whose power at the plate and overall effectiveness on the offensive side of the ball is so widely recognized and talked about so highly amongst this coaching staff here in Edenton. As the first pitch is taken deep to right. Sayonara baseball. That one is way gone. A first pitch, no doubt, home run for Josiah Seitler to open this game up even more. 11-2 is the score. Seitler saw a pitch that he loved, a breaking ball right down the heart of the plate, and he knew it was gone right off the bat. That's the outcome I think most people expected in this matchup between a redshirt freshman at UMBC, or excuse me, a redshirt freshman out of Virginia Tech and an offensive talent like Josiah Seitler, who was drafted back in the 12th round out of high school. So just like that, the lead explodes to 11-2. And now Alan Alonso will step back in. And Alonso's walked twice today. He almost went yard in his last at-bat, but off a 3-1 pitch, but it was foul to make it 3-2. He then drew a fourth ball and walked. And the first pitch is taken for a called strike. Just caught that high outside corner. Joseph Califano is reported by Perfect Game to top out around 83 miles per hour. So any one of these batters just has to wait back on a pitch and let it come to then as he takes the second pitch, a breaking ball that also apparently caught the outside part of the plate. Didn't seem like it to Alan Alonso as he drops his head backwards in disbelief, but he'll dig back in there with an 0-2 count, and none away and none on for the Edenton Steamers in the bottom of the fourth inning. Third pitch is taken for a ball. Good eye there from Alan Alonso as that one was close and on an 0-2 count. Hard to lay off of. The 1-2 on its way from Califano. A breaking ball way outside. Just snagged. Barely by the catcher, Charnowski. So no outs, 2 balls and 2 strikes to the third baseman out of Miami, Alan Alonso. And the 2-2 is taken, a fastball outside and low for ball 3. The count now full to Alan Alonso. And Califano and Charnowski having a bit of a discussion. That concludes the meeting. Alonso will dig back into the right-hander's box and await the 3-2 from Califano. Pitch on its way. It swung on and missed. Nice pitch there from Joseph Califano to send Alan Alonso back to the dugout as the first out of the inning for Edenton. And now Shane Easter gets another opportunity. 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in inning number 2. He walked in his first plate appearance. Still looking for that first hit of the 2020 season. Seitler earned his off the solo shot to lead off the inning to push this lead to 11-2. We'll see if Shane Easter can pick up his own. As the first pitch, a breaking ball taken for strike number 1. Looked to be a little bit low and outside, but nevertheless called strike 1. The 0-1 is swung on and foul tipped and off the catcher's mask. So the count moves to 0-2 to the right fielder Easter out of Eastern Michigan. One out. Easter awaits the 0-2 from Califano. The pitch is swung on and grounded hard to the second baseman. Will makes his way to his right, scoops it up and makes the throw over to first in time for the second out of the inning. Easter head back to the dugout, and it'll be Alan Brown, the catcher, with yet another opportunity at the plate. He's also 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk back in the first inning. And the first pitch gets away from the catcher. A wild pitch there from Califano for ball 1 of the AB.
Here we go, stay aggressive. Go, baby.
Brown, the freshman out of Loganville, Georgia, rising sophomore at Presbyterian College, played his high school at Loganville Christian Academy. Only played in 3 games for Presbyterian. Had 2 at-bats on the year in the abbreviated 2020 season. The 1-0 is taken for ball 2. In his first collegiate at-bat against Wofford, he hit a double. That was back on March 4th. And recorded a walk in just 1 plate appearance on March 7th against the University of Connecticut. And went 0 for 1 against Tarboro on Friday. Third pitch of the at-bat taken outside and high for ball 3. So the count 3-0 to the catcher, Brown. Two outs, nobody on for the Steamers. 3-0 count to Alan Brown. The pitch on its way from Califano is ball 4. So 4 straight balls to the pitcher, Brown. And with 2 outs, Edenton gets their first base runner of the inning. And the catcher, Alan Brown, and now Tyler Myers, the shortstop, is back for his 3rd plate appearance. Singled back in the first inning and reached on an error in the 3rd. And then wound up coming around to score. Myers now with another opportunity with a runner on base this time. And 2 outs. Edenton leads by 9. It's 11-2 over the Greenbrier Knights. First pitch, a breaking ball to the shortstop, is taken for ball 1.
Sorry, good take, stay aggressive.
Second pitch is taken for strike 1. Two teammates on the field right now for Edenton, and Brown, the Presbyterian College catcher at first. Myers, the shortstop out of Presbyterian, at the plate, facing a 1-1 count. 2 outs here for the Steamers. That pitch is taken outside for ball 2, so the count moves to 2-1.
Go with the pitch right there. One.
Califano delivers the 2-1. A breaking ball taken for strike 2. That one broke really hard late. Just snuck its way into the strike zone. So the count even at 2-2 to the shortstop Myers. 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. You got 1 runner on at first, and Alan Brown, the catcher, who worked a walk in 4 straight balls. 2-2 from Califano. In the dirt, taken for ball 3. Myers works himself a full count with 2 outs for the Steamers. If you're just tuning in, the Steamers lead 11-2 over the Greenbrier Knights, in large thanks to an 8-run for bottom of the first inning that saw the Steamers bat around the order. And to kick off matters here in the bottom of the 4th inning, University of South Carolina product Josiah Seitler went deep to right off of the first pitch of the inning. And the 3-2 on its way is taken for a called strike 3. Myers started moving down to first before the home plate umpire had made his ruling. So that'll be the third out of the inning for the Steamers. One hit comes off the solo home run from Josiah Seitler to lead off the inning. One runner left on, and no runs other than the home run come across to score. So just one run here in the inning for Edenton. They lead 11-2 heading into the top of the fifth. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Pitching change now for the Steamers. It'll be Aaron Copeland, number 4, the sophomore, rising junior, in fact, at Spartanburg Methodist in South Carolina. Played his high school ball at Clinton High School. In 2020, didn't make an appearance on the mound for Spartanburg. He's a capable shortstop and third baseman. First pitch of the outing for Copeland is a strike, swing and a miss by number 14, Ty Hanchy, the left fielder. Copeland played in 24 games for Spartanburg Methodist. Again, none of them on the mound. For the first 2 pitches of his first batter out of the bullpen are good for strikes, so 0-2 is the count. A third pitch is swung on, foul tip right back into the catcher's glove. He just couldn't hold on to it. So rather than a 3-pitch strikeout, Hanchy stays alive at the foul ball. And we'll see another pitch from Copeland. The 0-2 on its way. It is taken for a called strike 3. Excellent breaking ball there from Aaron Copeland to just barely nick that outside half of the plate. And the first out of the inning is recorded for the Edenton Steamers, and the first punch out recorded on the season for Aaron Copeland on the mound. Now it'll be Cal Hubbard, the shortstop, to dig in. Hubbard singled in his last plate appearance in the third as he fouls off the first pitch of the at-bat. Single was the first hit of the season for Hubbard, as he's 1 for 2 today. Second pitch is fouled off. So quickly in the hole now, 0-2 with 1 away, no runner on here for Greenbrier. That one's taken for a ball. The first ball Copeland's thrown out of the pen. The 1-2 on its way from Copeland is swung on and missed strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for Aaron Copeland right out of the bullpen. So 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. And it'll be Christian Carter, the first baseman,
First base from Califano, Pennsylvania.
taking his
Christian Carter.
third round of cuts today at the right side batter's box. First pitch is taken for a called strike one. Copeland throwing some heat out of the bullpen. Don't have a radar gun up here, but that's something I definitely want to get integrated into these broadcasts. So hopefully you guys can look forward to that. I definitely want to grab myself a radar gun so I can start providing you folks with an accurate reading. I don't know what some of these guys are throwing. But the 0-2 on its way from Copeland after the foul tip is taken for ball one. Almost hit Carter at the plate, but Carter able to scooch out of the way in time. Count moves to 1-2 to the first baseman.
1.7 miles away.
The 1-2 on its way from Copeland is called a ball, just low. The count even at 2-2. Copeland with the 2-2. Swung on and just barely fouled back behind the grandstand here off the inside part of the bat from Chris Carter. Two-two on its way once again from Aaron Copeland. Swung on and fouled off again. This time down the first base line, but it'll drift far onto Freemason Street outside of the stadium. Excuse me, East Freemason Street. I should definitely specify there. 2-2 on its way again from Aaron Copeland. Is swung on and fouled off again. So Christian Carter really making Aaron Copeland earn this strikeout, giving him his money's worth. So the count remains at 2-2 with 2 outs and no runners on for the Knights. Copeland looking to put away Carter with the 2-2. He does. A swing and a miss. Aaron Copeland with a beautiful outing out of the bullpen. 1-2-3 go the Knights in the top of the 5th inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Steamers still lead big. It's a 9-run advantage for your Clams. 11-2 is our score. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Thanks for the best.
Another pitching change for Greenbrier, the second of the evening for the Knights. And now manning the rubber is the right-handed pitcher out of Norfolk, Virginia, Zach Capps, currently playing his college ball for Bryant and Stratton College. Along with the Hanshy twins, played his high school ball at Granby High School. And will face Brody Rubenstein as the first batter for Edenton. And Rubenstein swings and just barely tips the pitch right back into the glove of Zach Charnowski. So strike one, but Charnowski will go talk with Capps. Looks like there may have been a bit of miscommunication on that pitch. But lucky Rubenstein made nothing of it. Second pitch to Rubenstein on its way is taken for a called strike two. Rubenstein knew it. Just couldn't convince himself to swing fully around on that baseball. So 0-2. The pitch on its way from Capps to Rubenstein. A fastball in the dirt. So the first ball out of the pen for Zach Capps. Count moves to 1-2 on Rubenstein. Capps made 3 appearances for Bryant Stratton College. Collected just 2 2/3 innings. Allowed 12 hits, 14 runs, 14 of them earned. As the count moves to 2-2. 6 walks, 3 homers, 3 strikeouts, and a strikeout over 9 average of 10.13. The 2-2 now on its way from Capps to Rubenstein is swung on and fouled up and behind the grandstand towards the left side. That'll get out of play. Count remains at 2-2 to the center fielder Rubenstein. And the 2-2 is taken all the way by Rubenstein, but called for strike 3, so he'll sit down. A backwards K for Zach Capps right out of the pen. And 1 out quickly for the Edenton Steamers, and Jared Kaufman will settle back in to the plate. Kaufman flew out to center in his last at-bat, but brought home a run on a sacrifice. And with nobody on, looks to get some offense going for Edenton, even though they hold the commanding 9-run lead. First pitch taken for a strike. Solid curveball there. Had some heat behind it, too. Caught that outside high corner. Second pitch, a high fastball. Fooled Kaufman on that one. He was way behind it. Good for strike 2. The 0-2 on its way from Capps is high and a bit inside. Taken for ball 1. If there's one thing we've seen from the offenses, of both teams, is patience at the plate for the most part. A lot of batters doing a nice job falling deep into counts as the 1-2 is taken for a ball. So the count back even at 2-2. And that's what's really important early on in summer ball, is just to make pitchers earn outs. You don't want to be giving them anything too early on in counts. You don't want to be helping them keep their pitch count low, as the 2-2 is taken for ball 3. So Kaufman doing just that in this plate appearance. Goes from down 0-2 to a full count now, 3-2. On its way from Capps to Kaufman. Is swung on and skied high straight in the air, but it's going to drift backwards behind home plate and out of the stadium and out of play. Kaufman facing a 3-2 count. The pitch on its way from Capps. Swung on and missed. So Kaufman will be the second out of the inning. Back-to-back punch-outs for Zach Capps. And now it'll be Houston Wright, the left fielder. 2 for 3 today. Both hits coming in the first inning. The first, a 3-run shot to get the offense going for Edenton in the bottom of the first. And then his second appearance, a double into left field that brought home a run as well. First pitch is swung on and fouled out of play down the left field line. Right awaits the 0-1. Swung on and fouled off again. So 2 foul balls and 2 pitches. Right quickly falls behind 0-2. Steamers still holding a commanding lead though in the bottom of the 5th inning here at Historic Hicks Field. 11-2 is our score with 2 outs and an 0-2 count to Houston Wright. Third pitch is swung on and lined hard to the shortstop. He can't make a play on the hop. It'll be interesting to see how they score that one as Wright reaches first base safely. They're going to rule that one as a single. So right now 3 for 4 today. He's been an impressive offensive asset for this team. Was 1 for 4 against Tarboro. Got thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double, but today has come back with a vengeance. Now 3 for 4 with a home run, a double, and a single. So 1 runner on now for the Steamers, 2 away, and Tyler Mcpeek, the first baseman at the plate, pops that one high in the air. That one's got some carry behind it. Back is the center fielder, Brown. That one is gone. Tyler Mcpeek goes yard for the 2nd time this season. His first home run of the day, a 2-run shot that'll bring home Houston Wright and extend this lead even further. It's now 13-3 Steamers. So a first pitch, first swing home run for Tyler Mcpeek after starting today 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Nice bounce back at bat there, and now standing in is Josiah Seitler. Seitler also went deep in his last at bat, an absolute missile off of Joseph Califano. Everyone here knew that was gone, probably before he even swung the bat. So we'll see what he comes up with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. The 0-1 on its way from Caps to Seitler is taken for a ball. So the count moves to 1-1. The 1-1 on its way from Caps. Swung on and chop foul. So the count moves to 1-2. To today's DH for Edenton, Josiah Seitler, the University of South Carolina product. Seitler, another really friendly person, as he takes the 1-2 for ball 2. Earlier today was having a nice conversation with him and our head coach, Marshall McDonald, all about his training regimen. And definitely trying to put on a little bit of weight, mostly in muscle though, as he takes the 2-2 for ball 3 is a pass ball. Luckily no one on base for Greenbrier. The 3-2 on its way to Seitler, taken high and away for ball 4, so he'll take first free of charge. And now digging in, Alan Alonso, the third baseman. Alonso went down swinging in his last plate appearance, and prior to that had drawn 2 walks. So with a runner on, Alan Alonso looks to collect his first hit of the 2020 Steamers season. First pitch is taken all the way by Alonso for ball 1. Alonso didn't see action against Tarboro last Friday. The 1-0, taken again, ball 2. Alonzo currently at the University of Mount Olive, originally played his first 2 seasons of college ball at Lake Sumter State, where he collected a career batting average of .263. In 2018, he hit a solid .284. In his career with Lake Sumter, also hit 8 home runs, 56 RBIs in 90 games played. And the first strike is called. A fastball on the outside part of the plate. Count moves to 2-1. 13-2 still our score after the Tyler Mcpeek 2-run bomb to center field. That pitch swung on and missed, so the count even now at 2-2. Once again, 2s litter the board. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs. Seitler stands on first following the walk. His second walk of the evening. Alan Alonso trying to make something happen, has yet to record a hit as a Steamer. And the 2-2 is swung on and missed, strike 3. So Alan Alonso goes down swinging. That'll bring us to the top of the 6th inning.
7-1 for your Steamers.
2 hits in the inning for Edenton. A single by Houston Wright and a 2-run shot by Tyler Mcpeek to extend the lead to 11 for the Edenton Steamers. The score is 13-2. We head to the top of the 6th inning. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Back at Historic Hicks Field, where the Edenton Steamers currently lead by a dominant 11 runs. 13-2 is the score as we get set to kick off the 6th inning. We got another pitching change after Aaron Copeland was electric in his one inning of work in the top of the 5th inning. Ray Stokeham, the Lenore Rhine senior, will take over duties on the mound for the Edenton Steamers. In 2020, Stokeham only collected 2 1/3 inning of work on the mound, but struck out 4 opposing batters. Walked 6 and allowed just 4 hits as the first pitch of the at-bat to the DH Shane McCarthy is a fastball outside taken for ball 1. Second pitch is swung on and missed, so strike 1. Stokeham played his high school ball at Sanderson High School and originally hails from Raleigh, North Carolina. Big guy up on that bump. Stands at about 6'3", 215, 220 pounds. Looking to make quick work of McCarthy here. That bat starting to slip away from him as McCarthy works his way into a 3-1 count. The 3-1 on its way from Ray Stokeham. is taken for a called strike. Nice comeback pitch there from Stokeham to bring the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the DH McCarthy. And that one is swung on, lofted behind the first baseman Mcpeek, but it's going to fall right of the foul line. So McCarthy will get another chance. Looks like he broke that bat on the foul ball, so we'll wait for him to get one that is intact. McCarthy out of Florida Southern awaits the 3-2 from the Lenore Rhine pitcher Ray Stokeham. Breaking ball that got away from Stokeham. So a base on balls to the DH McCarthy. And a runner on here to start the 6th inning for Greenbrier. No outs. And Trent Hanchy, the third baseman, digs back in. Hanchy singled in his last plate appearance. Back in the 4th inning. And pops that one up high into shallow right field. Kaufman, the second baseman, going to move to his left. But Easter, the right fielder, making his way in, calls off Kaufman and makes the catch to record the first out of the inning.
Center fielder from Hillsborough College, number 8, Ryland Brown.
Now Ryland Brown will step back in. Brown was a strikeout victim in his last plate appearance at the hands of Colin Crimminger, the starter for today's action. 1 runner on, 1 away for Greenbrier here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch from Stokeham to the AB is good for strike 1. Second pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. Nice pitch there from Ray Stokeham. Had Brown fooled at the plate. That one broke pretty late, almost like a nice looking splitter. I'm not exactly sure what Stokeham has in his arsenal, but I'll have to talk to him about that later because that one looked really pretty. The 1-0-2 is swung on and missed, strike 3. Nice job there by Stokeham in that AB. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. And now 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. And Zach Will, the second baseman, steps back in. Will 0 for 2 in the contest. First pitch is taken for ball 1 high inside. Gets outside of the glove of Alan Brown. McCarthy recognizes it late, but he's able to still scramble to second base in time. So the runner moves into scoring position for Greenbrier with 2 away. Stokeham with 1 ball in the at-bat. Second pitch is taken for ball 2. Greenbrier desperate for some offense. They still trail by 11. Score 13-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. Stokeham looking to finish it here with 2 outs. And that one taken for a called strike 1. Runner on second, 2 away. 2 balls, 1 strike to the second baseman, Will, 0 for 2 on the day. That one swung on and belted to center field. Rubenstein doesn't have to move too far. He gets under it and records the 3rd and final out of the 6th inning. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Steamers still lead by an impressive 11 runs. 13-2 is the score. You're listening to Edenton Steamers baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
We ask that this
Zach Capps back on the mound for Greenbrier as we get set for the bottom of the sixth inning. Shane Easter, the right fielder, still looking for that elusive first hit as a Steamer. He's 0 for 3 today with a walk. Pardon me, make it 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch of the AB taken for ball 1. The 1-0 is swung on, and that one's skied into center field, but that's going to fall. Shane Easter collects his first hit as an Edenton Steamer, and it's a leadoff single to start off the bottom of the sixth inning. Steamers still lead 13-2. Now they've got a runner on, and Alan Brown, the catcher, coming up to bat. Walked in his last plate appearance. He's 0 for 1 today with 2 walks and a ground out. So runner on first in Shane Easter following the single to center. Alan Brown looking to find his way on. First pitch is taken for a called strike 1. Off speed pitch. Capps checking on Easter over at first, but he'll attack Brown at the plate. Brown gets behind that one, turns on it deep to left field. The left fielder, Hanchy, is there to make the play. So Easter will stay put at first. Now 1 away for the Steamers in the bottom of the sixth inning.
shortstop for first period calls number 1, Tyler Myers.
And now it'll be Tyler Myers back in the box. Struck out looking in his last plate appearance. Prior to that, he reached base on an error. First pitch is taken high for ball 1.
You get 1, stay loaded.
Myers singled for his first hit as a Steamer all the way back in the first inning. The 1-0. On its way from Capps. Taken for ball 2.
go right here, right here. Drive it, kid.
Easter stands on first. The pitch from Caps. High and away. Ball 3. 3-0 count now to the shortstop, Tyler Myers. Edenton still leads big. 11 runs is the differential. 13-2. Steamers lead. The 3-0 is taken for ball 4. A fastball way too far inside. So Easter will move down to second, Myers to first. 2 runners on now for Edenton with only 1 away in the bottom of the 6th inning. Smart baseball there from Tyler Myers with 1 out and up 11. You got to make it, no matter who's on the mound, earn every single strike. Doesn't matter how you get on base at this point. You already have 1 hit in the game. Just keep the offense alive, keep the offensive momentum going. And we've got a pinch hitter. It's Adam Fine, the center fielder out of St. Joseph's University, taking cuts for Brody Rubenstein. Second pitch of the at-bat, high, taken for ball 1. One on its way from Caps to Fine is outside and in the dirt, taken for ball 2, so the count moves to 2-1. Fine was 1 for 3 against Tarboro with a single in the 3rd inning of that exhibition. He also worked a walk and came around to score as he fouls off the 2-1, so the count moves to 2-2. Fine comes from an athletic family. Both parents played soccer at Clark University, and his grandfather was a pitcher in the Minnesota Twins organization. Caps steps off the mound, checks both runners back to their respective bags. Won't make a throw, though. Count remains 2-2 to Fine at the plate, the pinch hitter for Brody Rubenstein. 2-2 on its way. He's taken for ball 3, so full count now to the pinch hitter Adam Fine out of St. Joseph's University. And the 3-2 is taken for a called strike 3. A final sit down looking. So 2 outs now for the Edenton Steamers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 13-2 still our score. Jared Kaufman, the second baseman, digs back in. Kaufman is yet to find base by way of a hit in today's action as he takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. He was hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning, reached on an error in the same inning after the Steamers batted around the order in that 8-run bottom of the 1st. He flew out to center field in the 3rd inning and struck out swinging back in the 5th. The 0-1 is taken, this time a called ball. 1-1 the count to Jared Kaufman. The 1-1 on its way from Caps to Kaufman is swung on gently, but fouled back. Bit of a half-hearted swing attempt there from Kaufman. Made contact nevertheless, but the count moves to 1-2. The 1-2 on its way from Caps. Fastball way inside. Count even at 2-2. Mosquitoes starting to swarm the field here at Historic Hicks. 2-2 on its way from Caps. Is taken for a called strike 3. That one looked a little bit outside and honestly a little low. But we head to the top of the 7th regardless. Kaufman set down on strikes. 2 runners left on base. 1 hit for the Edenton Steamers and no runs come across the score. In that bottom of the 6th inning, we head to the top of the 7th. Edenton still leads 13-2 over the Greenbrier Knights. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. 13-2 is still our score here at Historic Hicks Field. Steamers lead big over the Greenbrier Knights in the first official league game as part of the Tidewater Collegiate Summer Baseball League. It's worth noting again that Edenton came into this contest with 1 preseason exhibition under their belt. Greenbrier had yet to play a game. And the youth and lack of experience definitely on display in this contest as Brett Falk makes his first appearance as an Edenton Steamer, as he and Alan Brown, the catcher, will have a bit of a discussion after just the first pitch of him coming out of the bullpen. Falk, a redshirt senior at Lenoir-Rhyne University, originally from East Bend, North Carolina. In 2020, constructed a body of work of 14.2 innings pitched in 13 games played, earned himself an ERA of 3.07, struck out 14 opponents, walked 7 of them, and allowed only just 1 home run. His numbers in 2019 just as impressive. 12 appearances, started 7 games for 35.1 thirds inning pitched. Struck out 32 opponents. And he's got strike 1 to the leadoff hitter for Greenbrier, number 13, Zach Charnowski, the catcher. That pitch was taken for a ball 1. The 1-1 from Falk is taken for a called strike 2. Fastball down the middle, but a little high. Stayed in the zone though from Falk. Count moves to 1-2. Falk with the 1-2, swung on and chopped foul out of play down towards the Steamers dugout. Count remains at 1-2 to Charnowski, the catcher. Folk looking to open up work out of the bullpen. With an out against his first batter. And the 1-2 is taken for ball 2. When you watch Folk pitch, he really puts his entire body behind every single pitch. A lot of times you see guys that throw this hard really just try to emphasize that whipping motion with the arm. Folk uses his entire body to really get a ton of velocity behind that ball. And the 2-2 is looked at for strike 3 called. Brett Folk comes out and sets down the first batter he faces on strikes. So Charnowski with a backwards K. And we're back at the top of the order. Treadell Brown, the right fielder, will dig in once again, looking for his first hit of the ball game. 0 for 3 thus far with 2 strikeouts, both of them looking. And he grounded out to the pitcher's mound back in the third as he takes the first pitch for ball 1. One ball. Second pitch taken for strike 1. Nice pitch there from Folk as he just caught that inside corner. Evens up the count at 1-1 with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 1-1 is swung on and grounded back towards Hare at shortstop. Hare came in as a sub for Tyler Myers. Hare makes the throw over to first and records the second out of the inning. So with 2 outs now, it'll be Ty Hanchy, the left fielder, with an opportunity. He's 0 for 3 today, or 0 for 2 today with a walk. Struck out looking in his last plate appearance and fouls off the first pitch of this AB. The 0-1 on its way from Folk is taken for ball 1. So the count even at 1-1. The 1-1 is swung on and softly flown out to center field. That's Adam Fine, the center fielder, making his way under it and retiring the side. So 3 up, 3 down for Brett Folk out of the bullpen. No hits, no runs, no runners left on for the Greenbrier Knights. 13-2 is still our score. Edenton Steamers lead by 11. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Steamers looking to add to that enormous lead. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to the Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Back at Historic Hicks Field, where Houston Wright digs into the left-handed hitter's box, looking for a chance at the cycle. He's got a home run, a double, both coming in the second inning, and his last plate appearance singled to center field. And another pitching change as well for Greenbrier. It's rising freshman Danny Padilla. Padilla undecided for where he'll attend college. Played his high school ball at Kempville High School. Originally from Virginia Beach in Virginia. First pitch of the AB to right is a ball. Second one taken for ball 2. Padilla stands on the rubber at about 6'1". Hair under 170 pounds. Third pitch is taken for ball 3, so 3 straight balls to the left fielder Houston Wright, who's 3 for 4 today. So it might not be the worst idea to work around him as you still trail by 11 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 3-0 on its way is taken for ball 4, so Houston Wright works a walk on 4 straight pitches. And the Steamers open the inning with a runner on first. And now stepping into the box is number 21, Tyler Mcpeek. Mcpeek went yard in his last at-bat. A 2-run shot to center field that brought the lead from 11-2 to 13-2. We'll see what Tyler Mcpeek can make of this at-bat with a runner on first in Houston Wright. First pitch taken for a called strike 1. Second pitch taken for a called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to the first baseman Mcpeek. Mcpeek 1 for 4 today with the 2-run home run. The 0-2 on its way is in the dirt. That's going to get past Charnowski behind the plate. Wright's going to jump on the opportunity and take second without a throw. One-two on its way to Mcpeek now is taken for a ball in at the hands. So the count even at 2-2. Mcpeek, the redshirt sophomore at Campbell University, fouls off the 2-2. The 2-2 on its way is in the dirt for ball 3. So the count moves to full once again. Padilla in a bit of trouble with no outs, a runner on second. And a chance of walking his second straight batter. The 3-2 on its way from Padilla. Popped up in the air behind short into left field. The shortstop Hubbard will track it down, try to make it over the shoulder catch. He can't come down with it. Not sure why the shortstop tracked that deep into left field to try to make the play. Left fielder Hanchy, surprised he didn't call him off. So that'll be an E6 for Tyler Mcpeek. And now runners stand at the corners. Mcpeek at first, Wright at third. So now Josiah Seitler, who drew a walk in his last at-bat and went yard earlier in the contest, gets another chance with 2 runners on. The first pitch is taken for a called strike 1, low and inside. Seitler stands at about 6'4". That pitch wound up just around the knees. The 0-1 on its way is swung on a huge cut there from Seitler, trying to repeat what he did earlier in this ball game, but it comes up empty. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The 0-2 is swung on and fouled back into the net behind home plate. So Seitler stays alive. No outs. An 0-2 count to Seitler at the plate. Mcpeek at first, right at third, following the drop pop-up by the shortstop, Cal Hubbard. Steamers still lead 13-2 with an opportunity to expand it even further. Seitler's swing in a ground ball foul on the 0-2. So Seitler will stay alive once again. O2 remains the count to the DH Josiah Seitler out of University of South Carolina. Swung on, and that one's driven high up to the shortstop Hubbard. Excuse me, that falls in between the center fielder and the left fielder. So Wright will come in to score on the error. As I guess that's going to be scored as a base hit. Nobody came into contact with it before it touched the ground. That didn't look as if it was going to carry quite as much as it did. I thought that was going to be a play for the shortstop. But the center fielder, Ryland Brown, and left fielder, Ty Hanchey, with serious miscommunication, let that ball fall in left center field. Josiah Seitler now stands on first. Mcpeek at second, no outs, and Alan Alonso with a chance at the plate. 14-2 is the score now, following the drop pop, or the fallen pop-up. It's going to go as a single. Alonso still looking for that first hit as a Steamer. 2 strikeouts today, make him 0 for 2. He's also drawn 2 walks. That one's cut on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes to the third baseman, Alan Alonso, with 1 runner in scoring position and Seitler over on first. And a called strike 3, Alan Alonso arguing with the umpire. He can't believe it. Alan Alonso has been getting tough calls all night. I can absolutely defend that. And that was another tough call right there. And now Shane Easter with another opportunity. Single to center in his last plate appearance for his first hit as a Steamer in the 2020 season. So 1 out here for the Steamers. They lead 14-2. Runners on first and second. It's Mcpeek at second, Seitler at first. First pitch is a ball inside. You can hear the crowd saying that was the same pitch Alan Alonso was just called out on for strike 3. That time ruled the ball against Shane Easter. Second pitch is taken for a ball low and away. The 2-0 is taken for ball 3, low inside. They appealed down to first. I didn't even think he chuck swung there, but they appealed down to the first base umpire. He rules it a strike. So 2-1 now the count. My apologies for the assumption. Two-1 on its way to Easter, and he pulls that one into shallow left field, tracking it down as the left fielder, but it's going to fall. He can't get to it. Mcpeek's going to round third and head home. Seitler's going to hold up at second, and Easter stands on first with his second hit of the ball game. It's now 15-2 in favor of the Steamers. And only 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Catcher from Westfield College, number 11, Alan Brown.
So Easter put that one exactly into no man's land and works himself his second hit of the night. Another single, and now Alan Brown, the catcher, will get another try at things. Brown popped out to left field in his previous at-bat. Has another opportunity here with only 1 away and 2 on. First pitch, a breaking ball inside, called strike 1. The 0-1, swung on and missed. So 0-2 now for Alan Brown. Danny Padilla, the rising freshman, has had to go up against some pretty formidable foes in this one inning of work, as the 0-2 is swung on and skied foul, out of play.
Foul ball, you're looking forward to Lincoln Dana and your friend in the car business.
The 0-2 is in the dirt, blocked by Charnowski behind the plates. The count moves to 1-2. Thank you. Brown awaits the 1-2 with 2 runners on. Pitch on its way, taken for ball 2, so the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 on its way to Brown. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Brown sits down as the second out of the inning. And now it'll be Casey Hare out of Maryville, Tennessee, making his first plate appearance tonight. Collected the first hit for the Steamers this season. Came on a 3-2 count against Tarborough's Cole Bates. And the first pitch to Hare is taken for a called strike 1. Two runners on, 1 strike to Hare and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Second pitch taken for a called strike 2 on the outside corner. Everybody here in the ballpark, you can hear that. Even us up here in the press box couldn't believe what we just saw. 0-2 count to the shortstop Hare. 1-0-2 taken for a ball, low. 15-2 still our score. In the bottom of the 7th inning, 2 runs have come across the score for the Steamers. And some fireworks going off in the distance out past center field. Not sure what those would be, but I'm new here, so I wouldn't know. Previous pitch, a ball lower in the dirt. That pushes the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2's scattered the board. 2 runs come across in the inning, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on. The 2-2 is taken for ball 3. So a full count now to Casey Hare. The 3-2 on its way is swung on and skied into shallow left center field. It'll be the left fielder Hanchy getting under it and making the 3rd and final out. 2 runs come across for the Steamers on 3 hits. Excuse me, 2 hits here. No errors on part of Greenbrier. And 2 runners left on for the Steamers to close the bottom of the 7th inning. We head to the top of the 8th. Steamers lead big, 15-2 here at home at Historic Hicks Field in Edenton. I'm Patrick Foster, listening to Edenton Steamers baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Another pitching change for your Edenton Steamers. It's number 2 Kyle Reynolds out of the University of Mount Olive, teammates with third baseman tonight Alan Alonso. And he's going to face number 6 Ricky Sisto, the pinch hitter. Sisto, a redshirt senior, on his way to St. Andrews University, played this past year with SUNY Cortland. Swing and miss at the first pitch for a strike one swinging. Sisto, originally from Syracuse, New York, attended Liverpool High School. The 0-1 is a breaking ball, taken for a called strike 2. Oh-2 on its way from Reynolds. It is swung on, and that one's driven to left field. Left fielder Houston Wright won't even have to move. That one falls straight into the glove. So Ricky Sisto is the first out recorded here in the top of the 8th inning as a pinch hitter. And now it'll be Christian Carter, the first baseman, who will take another set of cuts here. Carter 1 for 3 today as he grounds that one back up towards the middle. Kaufman with a great play over to his left. A throw over to first. The scoop by the first baseman Mcpeek, and that's an out. Unbelievable play by Jared Kaufman. Had to make his way all the way over from traditional second base placement to right behind the second base bag on a relatively well hit ball. Looked like it was going to get through to center field, but Kaufman said not today. And records the second out of the inning.
Designated hitter from Florida Southern College, number 22, Shane McCarthy.
So now Shane McCarthy, the DH, will step back into the box and try to keep the offense alive here for Greenbrier. It's been a struggle all night. They've been scoreless since they scored 1 run back in the top of the 3rd inning. Second pitch taken for ball 2. McCarthy 1 for 4 today. Skies that one into left field, right, backtracking just a bit, moving to his right, and makes the catch for the final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Kyle Reynolds against the Greenbrier Knights here in the top of the 8th inning. No hits, no runs, no runners left on, and no errors on part of the Steamers. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Score still 15-2 in favor of the Steamers. Things looking pretty for your Fighting Clams. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Back at Historic Hicks Field, your Edenton Steamers lead massive. 15-2 is the score as we settle in for the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Adam Fine, the center fielder, who came in to pinch hit just a couple innings back for starter Brody Rubenstein.
Center fielder from St. George's, number 6, Adam Stein.
Fine in his last at-bat struck out looking. So he'll try to collect his first hit of the ball game here in this at-bat. Takes the first pitch for a ball high and inside. The 1-0 on its way from the new pitcher out of the pen for the Knights, Vincent Bashara. Taken for a ball 2-0. Bashara, a freshman out of Old Dominion University, calls Norfolk, Virginia home. Fine takes the third pitch for a called strike one. The 2-1 on its way from Bashara is high and inside. Charnowski behind the plate couldn't even get a mitt on it. Sails over and hits the backstop, so the count moves to 3-1. The 3-1 on its way from the freshman Bashara. Swung on and missed by Fine, so the count moves to full now, 3-2. Bashara, another player on this team that's just a rising freshman, has yet to play an inning of college baseball. Is getting his first post-high school looks in this game here against Edenton. So the 3-2 is fouled off by Fine and on to East Freemason Street behind the right field bleachers. Fine awaits the 3-2 and takes it for ball 4. So Fine works a walk in his second at-bat tonight. And coming up to bat, pinch hitting for the second baseman Jared Kaufman is going to be number 3, Daly Marcano. Marcano, listed as a pitcher for this roster, is coming in to pinch hit. Not too surprising considering the 13-run lead the Steamers hold here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch is taken for a ball outside. This is a batter you should definitely see Bashara coming right at, as Marcano likely won't see too many plate appearances throughout the season. So be looked at to strictly hurl for the Steamers. The 1-0 is taken for ball 2. This is definitely not a batter you want to lose if you're Vincent Bashara, even despite the run deficit. Everything's important here, and especially in game number 1. You want to make sure you can fine-tune your skills and get ready for the long season ahead, including playoffs. This is a 36-game season for each of these 4 Tidewater Collegiate Summer Ball teams. The 2-1, a breaking ball finds its way inside the zone, so the count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bashara, as Marcano in fact calls time at the plate and cracks a smile doing it. Bashara with the 2-2 to Marcano. His check swung at. They're going to call it a swinging strike 3. Call is made by the home plate umpire, so Marcano will walk back to the dugout. And it'll be Houston Wright at the plate after drawing a walk in just 4 pitches in his previous plate appearance. A home run, a 3-run shot to specify, an RBI double, a single. He needs just a triple to complete the cycle in the first official league game. First pitch of the at-bat is taken for a ball. Bashara with the 0-1. Swing and a miss from right. So he falls down 0-2. Hefty Hack, excuse me. by Houston Wright on that pitch, and a nice off-speed pitch from Bashara. Now with the 0-2. Let's see what he can do. A breaking ball in the dirt. Fine's going to make his way up to second. The wheels of Fine, no match for most defensive catchers in typical stolen base scenarios, never mind a pass ball. So Fine makes it up to second before Charnowski can even track down the ball. So count at 1-2 to the left fielder Houston Wright. Adam Fine stands at second base, the lone base runner for the Steamers here in the bottom of the 8th. Houston Wright with a big cut and a big miss. So he's set down on strikes for just the first time tonight. Only at bat tonight where he hasn't made contact. He's now 3 for 5 on the evening. And Tyler Mcpeek stands back in the box. Mcpeek homered in his last at-bat, or excuse me, singled in his last at-bat to left. And it was a homer in the at-bat back in the 5th inning for Mcpeek. And with a runner on second, he's got another opportunity to bring home another RBI. Takes the first pitch for a called ball 1. Second pitch taken for ball 2. Swing and chopped ground ball to the shortstop. He'll make the throw over to first, and it's in time. Final out recorded. Nice job by Cal Hubbard, recording the final out and retiring the side here in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Steamers look to close it out, and it's honestly looking pretty good for them as they lead by 13. 15-2 is our score. No hits, no runs, 1 runner left on, no errors on part of the Knights there in the bottom of the 8th inning. We head to the top of the 9th inning, score 15-2 Steamers. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Daniel Willie coming in to close things out here in the 9th for the Steamers as they lead by 13. It'll be Shane McCarthy, the DH, to lead things off. Excuse me, it's Trent Hanchy leading things off for Greenbrier here in the top of the 9th inning. Takes the first pitch. Wanted to go around on it. They'll appeal down to the third base umpire. But no swing, says the third base umpire, so ball 1. The 1-0. Taken for a ball 2. The 2-0 on its way from Willie is swung on and driven to deep right field. That one's carrying, that one's going, and that one drops right in front of the wall. He's going to work his way up to second. The throw gets to second in time. The tag is applied by Hare and make it the first out of the top of the 9th inning. An excellent play from Shane Easter and right, playing that one short of the wall, making the throw into second in time, and Hare with the applied tag for the first out here in the top of the 9th inning.
Center field for Lewisburg College, number 8. Tyler Brown.
Rylan Brown steps in, the center fielder. First pitch strike, second pitch taken for ball 1. Brown looking for his first hit of the 2020 season. He struck out swinging twice today and grounded out to short back in the 2nd inning. The 1-1 on its way. Swing and a miss by Brown. A questionable looking swing there. And Alan Brown going to call a quick timeout, talk things over with closer Daniel Willie. 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. No runners on. Following the single into right field from Trent Hainshe. But he was thrown out trying to stretch the single into a double by Shane Easter in right field. The 1-2. Watched all the way in. Taken for ball 2. The 2-2 on its way from Willie. Swung on and popped in the air. That's going to fly over to Easter in right field. Doesn't have to travel too far for it. Gets under it. And puts it away for the 2nd out of the inning. So the Steamers 1 out away from starting this season in the Tidewater Collegiate Summer Baseball League 1-0 with a home victory. First pitch from Daniel Willie in the AB is taken for a strike by Zach Will, the second baseman. Will 0 for 3 today. Flew out to center field in his last plate appearance. The 0-1 taken for ball 1. The 1-1 on its way from Willie is taken in the dirt for ball 2. The 2-1. Taken for ball 3. So the count moves to 3-1. The 3-1 on its way from Willie to Will is taken for strike 2. 3-2 count, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Steamers 1 pitch away from coming away victorious. Pitch is taken for a called strike 3. Zach Will can't believe it, but that's going to do it here at Historic Hicks Field. Your Edenton Steamers come away with a victory 15-2 and are 1-0 to start the Tidewater Collegiate Summer Baseball League season. They do it with a 15-2 victory over the Greenbrier Knights of Virginia. It all started off in the bottom of the 1st inning when the Steamers put up 8 runs, all kicked off by that Houston Wright 3-run home run to center field. The Steamers saw home runs from Wright, Mcpeek, and Josiah Seitler in this contest. But that's going to do it for us here at Historic Hicks Field. That'll end this edition of Steamers Baseball. The Steamers come away with the victory 15-2 over the Greenbrier Knights. Your Steamers will be back in action again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. as they battle the Tidewater Drillers for the first time this season right here at Historic Hicks Field. You can catch all the action right here on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. My name is Patrick Foster. Thank you so much for tuning into tonight's contest. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay beautiful, Steamers Nation.
Good night, guys.